guys, and welcome back to the Sweat It Out Podcast Money Vault segment. Today we got some really interesting topics that we want to jump right into. Brian, do you want to hit us with the first one?
So the first topic we're going to talk about will be, is Trump going to run for 2024?
Ooh, damn, we're going in with the heat.
Yeah, man, we're bringing out the bazookas. Anthony, what do you think about that, man?
Do I think he's going to run for 2024?
Do you think he's going to run, yeah?
Well, for the way that things are looking and the way that conversation is spilling, I believe so.
You think I think so too. I don't know if he has a chance of winning though.
What do you think?
It's going to be tough. Look, I think
I'll tell you right now. If the other party keeps rolling the way they're rolling, I will tell you they will not win.
Oh, they're definitely not going to. They're definitely not going to win. With inflation going up, with gas going high, with everything that's going on in the economy right now, it's not looking good for Biden.
No.
I think he's ranked one of the worst presidents ever.
There's a lot of going on right now.
Yeah,
a lot of it.
But I will say this: if they can, I don't know if Biden can even run for another year. Let's even be honest about that. I don't know if he's even going to be able to run. Imagine him doing another 4 years. How old is he? How old is Biden?
Bro, he's like, what? He's in his 80s?
How old is Biden? Give me 1 second. 1 second.
Nah, bro, we'll find out right now.
He's 79.
79, bro.
79, so is this his second year right now?
Bro,
is this his second year?
Stick that man in the virtual world and let him think that he's still the president.
I mean, look, man. Look with him. I don't personally. I don't see. They're gonna make an NFT of him. Look,
they are gonna make it.
they're gonna make an NFT. Look, man. This is the thing. I don't think he's gonna be able to run another election. I don't know. Right now, everything going on with him, the way you see him on the media, it's like very sus about the way he's acting. Trump, I don't think Trump is even, look, and I know all the Trumpers out there, they're a diehard fan of his. The Republican Party, in my opinion, they need to bring somebody into that party that is a fresh face, that's different from that type of brand of Trump. You get what I'm saying? I think somebody that could run against him and potentially hold that party good, that's interesting, would probably maybe be a DeSantis or, one of these other prominent Republicans that could probably compete and run against
I heard that
Joe.
I heard DeSantis is not going to run.
He's probably not, because he doesn't want to go against Trump. They would kill each other. I personally feel that Trump, with his branding, the way that he's created basically like a cult following, DeSantis might beat him, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I think Joe Biden is definitely, the Democratic Party needs to put in another person to compete for that presidency. I think there definitely needs to be another.
He's not going to sustain another 4 years.
He's not going to sustain another 4 years. So
he hasn't even been able to sustain one. We haven't even hit one.
You're telling me in the whole entire United States, the best candidates that we have to run this country is Joe Biden and Trump? You're telling me that we don't have anybody else within this country that can run and hold, that can represent this office? Come on. I think there has to be better discussions. I think we have to get away from all this hate that's being spoken about. This hate media, everything that's going on right now, it's ridiculous. You get what I'm saying?
What if it ends up being Trump and Biden?
I don't know what's gonna happen, man. If that ends up being the case again,
who's winning?
Biden might win.
You think so?
Maybe. I don't know. I think with everything going on, remember the thing.
Who do you want to win if it ends up being like that?
I don't want any of them, bro. I don't want any of them. But we're gonna be honest right here. I don't want any of them.
Who do you want?
Somebody else.
Who would you like to see step up to the plate?
Man, if I could, I would probably run for office. I might even do a better job than both of them.
Damn.
But
damn, Brian, you still got time.
I got time, man. I'll run for office. But
Bryan Gorrita, 2024, youngest president ever in the United States.
I love it.
Skipped certain levels.
No, that's
Jump straight in.
The Bryan Gorrita President NFT coming your way.
Yes.
But I think we start moving away from all this hate and everything going on. There needs to be a stronger candidate on both the Democratic Party, Republican Party. I want them to speak about real issues going on. What is going on with the economy? How are they going to fix it?
Here's the thing. again, it goes back to who's gonna step into that position.
Who would
And
you?
right now, there's nobody. There's nobody that we're seeing right now that has decided to step into that position yet.
Who would you
Of
vote?
course,
An-
of
Anthony,
course.
who would you vote?
Right now,
Who would you vote? Would you vote for Trump or would you vote for Biden?
I'm not voting for Biden.
There you go. So there's probably going to be a lot of people not voting, period.
Definitely not.
And that's the sad thing. So there needs to be a better way of going about it, man. I'm tired of seeing all this back and forth, this hate speech or these different things going on between the president of the United States. Before, I remember when it was a respected office. Now I see people just like kind of like, oh, whatever about it. We need to go back to the basics of what's going on in the United States. We need to be more centered and more united.
Whereas you're seeing too, like if you're looking at the trends too, like a lot of people. Well, here's the thing. Because of all the shit that's going on now, like you're seeing, like even Florida. I think I think it was the first time that we've had the most, what's it called, registered Republicans in Florida recently that just finished registering. Goes to tell you something.
Yeah.
Look what happened in Virginia now. When they just voted the new people in. Where were they? Republican Party.
And I think that's a sign of what's going to happen.
And they said that those signs are where it's going to kind of more or less tell what the new presidency is going to be like, whether it's, Trump or somebody else. But I'm just saying, as far as the party affiliation, it's going to show you more or less who's going to be the next party affiliation, what's going to be the next party affiliation by those signs.
Yeah, it's gonna be something that we have to be on the lookout for. There's definitely, if the administration currently keeps running this way, there's definitely gonna be a red wave.
Yeah.
And the only way I can see the Democratic Party pulling out of that red wave if they put another.
But that's not going to happen.
You never know, man. I didn't think there was gonna be a pandemic ever, and look what happened here.
You have the chance of the VP going in there.
And maybe they can. If there's a will, there's a way, man.
Do you want that?
The current VP, her Kamala. I don't even want that whole administration in there. I'd rather they put if the Democratic Party needs to bring a party out there, a representative that brings back the old school traditional Democratic ways.
Like who?
Bipartisan. If you think about it, like when Bill Clinton came into office, he was the first one. I think that the debt ceiling, and correct me if I'm wrong, the debt ceiling, we were actually pretty much like in good standings in our fiscal policy when Bill Clinton came in, and everybody loved them, both the right and the left. And now I'm tired of seeing that both sides, there's hated discussion between both. It's either you're right or you're left. What happened to just we're America, we're Americans, we're both on the same side to benefit the United States.
So who do you feel that can do that running on the Republican side? Because honestly,
I don't know.
As we're
yet.
seeing it looks like Biden is going to run again, unless he chooses not to. Because he can also choose not to, right? Mm-hmm. So he doesn't have to run again.
I don't know. I've never seen that happen.
I don't have it, but I'm saying if he's not healthy enough, he might choose not to, or he might not be able to. If that's the case, whether it's Kamala coming in or somebody else, but on the right side, who do you feel on the Republican side can be that person who can neutralize both parties, who can kind of favor both parties?
I need to see what
From what you've seen out there, what do you feel from different politicians?
I don't know, man. I have to see when it comes time for election and the election cycle comes in. I have to take a look and see who really stands out because it's too early right now.
So Trump 2024, you think it's going to happen or it's not going to happen?
I think there's a strong chance he's going to run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Now, is he going to run and win or run and lose? And I'm talking about, we're talking two levels. If he runs, is he going to beat the person? Is he going to beat the competitors running against him? And then is he going to beat, do you think, because there's going to be other people running or run against him as well, right? Against Trump.
Yeah, there's going to be a bunch, yeah.
Of course. So is he going to outbeat those? And then if he gets to the presidency level, like to run for president, do you think he's going to win?
I don't know. We have to wait and see if he's able to win. I mean, if everything continues, again, I don't know what's going to happen there's a lot of things that can happen before then. Does he have a chance right now with everything going on? Possibly, but there could be a change massive that happens. Biden could step down and now there's a change in dynamics.
Yeah.
So then now you have to take consideration of who's that other person, that other party. And if their morals and what they believe in is in alignment with what you want.
Yeah.
So who do you think represents the Republican Party?
Who has an opportunity to?
Yeah.
Well, I know, like you said earlier, I think a lot of people kept saying DeSantis was a strong candidate for potential 2024 race. You know, you have a guy like that who a lot of people admire, at least here in Florida and a lot of the red states. They respect him highly. They like what they've done here in Florida, you know, especially during the COVID and a lot of shifts, a lot of changes where Florida's at now, the prosperity of it. A lot of it's stayed pretty wealthy and actually gained more wealth during a time like this. A guy who stands his ground too. So he might be a guy. Again, he came out. I think he came out saying he wasn't going to run. So
the thing
that's
is
the other thing.
The thing is,
but again, anybody's mind can change.
Who knows?
2 years later.
The Trump brand is a pretty strong brand. Let's see when we get down that path.
The Trump brand is a pretty strong brand. The what is the MAGA brand?
There you go. So let's see what happens. 2024 is going to be an interesting election cycle. But going into the next topic I want to talk about is Satoshi Nakamoto. So basically the creator of Bitcoin.
The sole creator of Bitcoin.
The sole creator of Bitcoin.
We do not know, but
well, that's the name.
That's what we do know.
That's the alias.
The alias.
Now, what they're saying is he owns, I'm reading this article here, he owns around 1.1 million in Bitcoin, which is like equivalent to 56 billion. That's how much he's worth. And that would make him, I think, around 15th or 14th richest man in the world.
Wow.
Just
if he sold all his Bitcoin today.
And well, no, not if he sold it. Yeah, if he sold it. His current net worth would be that much.
Yeah.
So it leads to say the only issue is, who is he? No one can really identify who this person is, and that's an enormous amount of wealth to be holding that much.
Well, it's going to some bank account if he one day cashes out.
Yeah.
So you will know who the hell the guy is.
So who do you think it is? Who do you think Satoshi Nakamoto is? Is it a person? Is it an entity? What is it?
It's the first artificial robot. What do you do if it was an artificial robot that was created back in that time, and that artificial robot figured out how to create a digital currency?
And it's running on its own?
And it's running on its own.
That would be crazy. It would be scary, but I don't think the AIs are there right now.
But what if there is something out there we don't know of, that we haven't known of, and actually did that? Like
an alien AI that created it?
An AI technology that somehow some company was able to make, and it figured out how to be able to create a digital currency.
So this is the thing, though. That would be interesting. But Satoshi Nakamoto, when Bitcoin was first created, he published, or she, or whatever the creator is, basically they published a paper about it. I think it was like 14 pages of what Bitcoin is and how it works and what's like the value of like, what's the utility purpose of it and how it operates. So if that AI created that paper as well and created the Bitcoin, that's some crazy AI that, man, I'm even scared of.
But what if it was a government?
That's the other thing too. What government will create it?
I don't know. What if it was?
I don't know if it's a government. The only issue is that governments typically want more control and more regulation. By creating that kind of undermines.
What if it was a leader in our world? Go and bring an alias name.
Like who?
I don't know. I'm talking about a guy like Elon or one of these other guys.
Oh, like one of these guys? A Titan that created it? They just want to just troll and make a decentralized currency. I mean, the cool thing about decentralized currency that it actually promotes democracy, because of the way that it's structured. It's decentralized. There's transparency. It puts power back to the people. You don't need a bank anymore. So it changes the dynamics and operation of how you move and carry your Bitcoin. It could be very well that maybe the CIA created Bitcoin to undermine these other totalitarian societies or like cultures or whatever. Because think about it. If you can't track the Bitcoin and people are moving it around, like for example, in China, a lot of people who were escaping and moving over to the United States or different parts around the globe,
they can't take their money out from China, but they can put it into Bitcoin.
They're using their Bitcoin to undermine the process.
Yeah, and now they can move their money.
You can
wipe out your whole bank account, put it in a coin. Now you can leave, cash it out somewhere else.
Technically, yeah. You put it in a USB, put it in your pocket, and you're moving around.
Yeah.
And you have $50 million right there in your Bitcoin, and you just went across the globe.
You better not lose that USB.
Yeah, you better not lose it, but think about that. So if this guy Satoshi unloads and decides to get rid of all his Bitcoin, I'm more scared about if his identity comes out.
Who it is.
Or
what it is.
I think it's better we don't know who it is.
What if it is a what and it's not a who?
I don't know.
What if it is a robot?
If it is, then a lot of people are gonna freak out and they might just sell.
You think so? Brian's like, fuck that. I told everybody not to invest in Vic.
No, I didn't tell anybody not to invest in Bitcoin,
kidding,
but
just kidding.
But it undermines everything. If you know who the creator
Bro,
is,
that's a fucking robot.
if you know,
I
who
know
it
people
is,
be shitting bricks.
If you know who it is, and they own,
would you be
50,
shitting bricks if you found out it was a robot?
If you know that somebody owns 56 billion of this, and you know the identity of who that person is who actually created Bitcoin, people might not even want to buy Bitcoin.
Well, here's the
anymore.
thing: if it's a robot, people are gonna want to find out who's the one that created the robot.
What if the robot created itself?
Well, somebody must have created something that created the robot, then created.
What if
Bitcoin.
it's a rogue robot that did it on its own?
Yeah, but who created that robot?
What if they don't know? What if they erased itself? Now we have a rogue AI floating through the system,
Maybe.
through the ether.
Yeah,
That's scary, man.
that is scary.
But I don't think that's the case.
Who knows? You see some of these movies, man, where these robots, they play as aliases, and then they're the ones behind the whole shit, mastering the whole fucking game.
It could be.
I'm not even playing. I'm being for real. You look at some of these movies. Look at iRobot, for example.
I mean, look, man. I'll tell you this from what I'm looking at here. I
I'm
don't.
telling you from what movies.
Look, I'm gonna
Look,
hold up.
If you think
hold
about
up,
it,
hold up,
you
hold
look
up,
at these
hold up.
movies from the old days, all the shit comes to real life.
Hold up. This is what I'm gonna tell you right now. If the identity of this guy comes out and people find out who it is, it might just undermine everything, because then people might not trust other cryptos. They might move away from NFTs. You might scare the whole market. And then we're talking about a great collapse.
What if this guy or this thing is actually behind some of these other crypto projects?
That's what I'm saying. If that's the case and that ends up coming out, a lot of people might start selling and getting away from it because they don't trust it. Because remember,
What would you trust?
What
would you trust?
Remember, cryptocurrency is based on trust and transparency. A lot of people don't know who.
Like NFTs.
Hold up. If you don't know who these people are and there's no trust, and you find out the identity and that person is not who you think it is, or it could be another country that created it.
So why do you trust it in the first place if you don't know if you don't even know who it is?
Because I don't know. You tell me. Why do you trust it?
Why do I trust it?
Why do you trust it?
Because I see money moving in it right now.
So you trust it just because money's moving into it.
Right now. I see because there's some money
So
moving.
because money's moving into it, you trust it.
Wait, I'm not done.
All right, tell me.
Wait.
Tell me.
And because I love that there is the transparency, and I love that there's more control on your end to be able to do what you want with the money.
So if you found out who created Bitcoin, would you still keep your Bitcoin or would you sell it?
Depends.
Would that influence your decision?
It really depends. It really depends. I have to see who the person is or what it is.
So what if you found that North Korea created the Bitcoin?
If North Korea created, I'll sell it right now.
I'll sell it too.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
That's a little different.
So then now you have a whole entire collapse of all the cryptocurrencies.
So you know what? We'll just keep the guy silent.
I agree.
It's like people who pay. It's like people who put faith in their religion.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, think about that.
People are like, oh, some people really say, oh, I've never seen my God, or I've seen God, or I haven't. But they trust and have faith in their religion. We'll just have trust and faith in crypto.
Yeah, you gotta have trust and faith in crypto. Let's see what happens. Hopefully, I personally, I don't want the identity to come out. So I'd rather not know.
For all we know, it might be you.
I wish.
Bro, I would have sold his crypto right now.
Man, I would be gone a long time ago if that was me.
No, Brian's identity would have shifted like 500 times.
No, I wouldn't even have my name would be Antonio Mendez.
No, Brian would have stole my dad's identity right there.
Everyone would have called me Tony. But now transition to the next topic. The CVS has announced within the next 3 years they're planning to liquidate 90 retail stores.
Big topic.
So they're selling 90 retail stores and getting rid of them. So they're planning to do within the next 3 years. Each year they're going to sell 300.
Guys, if you look at the trends, everything is moving online. Brick and mortar is not what it used to be. If you look at the buying habits of a consumer in today's age, and you look at the movement of where trends are moving forward in the buying market, in the consumer market, everything is online based. We've known this for how long already? Years. This is not new. We've been seeing these trends fluctuate, going upwards. Sorry, not fluctuate, skyrocket upwards for years now. Amazon being dominator of disrupting all these businesses that are brick and mortars. You know, why do you think companies like Walmart have gotten really good with online? Target has gotten really good with online because they know they cannot compete. That's why Target and Walmart bring a lot of sales online, because they need to be able to stay relevant. And that's why also you're seeing companies like, even in the malls, you're seeing like companies like Macy's have taken out their stores. They reduced their stores. You've seen other companies as well who have also reduced their stores because of these reasons, because everybody's buying online. And it's only going to get even crazier if you really think about it.
Look, I think right now, there's a couple factors that come into this. CVS, a bulk of their revenue is coming from pharmaceutical sales. The one who's competing in that space right now is Amazon. Amazon's competing in that. A lot of people, the way that they've created the infrastructure for pharmaceutical or pharma online is a lot easier to buy your pharmaceutical. You can set it up on a monthly recurring, that you get your drugs, they bill you, all that. So their business model doesn't serve its purpose anymore. And what's interesting is Amazon right now is actually going back into buying these commercial shopping plazas, and they're talking about creating Amazon outlet centers where you can actually go and buy your products, or like little fulfillment centers. So what's going on is the great repurposing of commercial real estate for retail. Now, what are you going to do when you have retail spaces all across the country that are empty and vacant? You're going to have to repurpose it.
Turn them into units, apartment units.
You turn them into apartment units. You can turn them into bars. You can turn them into nightclubs. You start turning them into more like events or social gatherings.
Turn them into NFT private VIP clubs.
You can do that too. You can do that too. So think about the great repurposing of all these different properties. What's going to happen right now? So though there's 900 retail stores, what are people going to do with it? What would you do with it?
What would I do?
What would you do
with
with
a
it?
plaza?
Yeah, or one of these old CVSs. What would you turn them into?
I'll turn into some units for people to live in. Why not? You always need housing. You always need a form of living.
But a CVS store, man, you turn a CVS store, people will try to live in one of those old CVSs.
Get unique. Be creative. Get a nice designer and architect to go in there. Create some interesting layout. Make it unique. Yeah, why not? You're seeing malls do it already. Malls are turning some of these old malls that aren't making money anymore, they're already turning them into livable places. They're turning them to livable places and into apartment units. So why not? You're seeing it happen already. Malls around the country.
I don't know if the CVS stores would do that. Malls do make sense to do that. Like that definitely makes sense. With CVSs, maybe you turn them into restaurants, or maybe you turn them into like.
But even restaurants, like
dining halls,
you can make it
the halls.
You can.
But CVSs are not like a standalone. Like they're not a whole entire mall. They're like a standalone like product. You know what I'm saying? So, what would you turn those CVSs into? The only way I see them is that another company buys them out and turns them maybe into like, who knows, maybe fast food.
It becomes a fulfillment center.
Yeah, like Amazon might even, who knows, maybe Amazon buys all the locations.
Who knows? And maybe that becomes just a fulfillment pharmaceutical department for Amazon, and that's where they push out all the pharmaceutical products.
Yeah, I think Amazon should probably buy out all that real estate.
Yeah.
That would be a crazy play.
Or maybe we turn into an NFT gallery.
You could do that too. You can turn it to an NFT gallery. I mean, it's going to be interesting. If I see Amazon buying all that would definitely show that there's a big switch happening right now.
Huge switch.
Huge.
Very interesting.
Now, the last topic we have is the Great Resignation that's going on across the globe. Anthony, what do you think about that?
So, people quitting their jobs.
These are people who are leaving their 9-to-5 jobs and pursuing other careers or starting their own business.
Well, when you got companies like CVS closing their stores, people are going to lose their jobs for sure and quit. Nah, I'm just playing. But here's the thing, on the real note. People are quitting their jobs because, number one, I think as you can see especially after COVID, a lot of shifts have been made. A lot of new adaptations, a lot of new ways of doing business, and a lot of way businesses are being ran now. I think that's one factor. I think another factor too is people feel like they want to get paid more. I think that's another factor. Even with the whole increase of the minimum wage, people have this thing where they want to get paid more now too.
Definitely,
right?
Look how expensive everything's getting.
Which I get it, but you got to work, guys. Another thing, I think also too, people are quitting their jobs because they see that there's other opportunities. In the online world, especially, you can open up your own online business, your online shop. You can sell information, courses. You can become some sort of influencer on social media. You can go into the crypto NFT space and make money. You can get really good at learning something that's digitalized, and you can do it from home or anywhere around the world. So people are realizing too, there's other ways to make more money, and there's other ways to do it where it's more comfortable, it's more control on their time, and it gives them more of the freedom they want, which I know that kind of we talked a little bit earlier before the pod, which who knows 15, 20 years from now, what that even might do to traditional jobs. There actually might be a scarcity.
I don't think there's going to be a scarcity.
I think so. I think 20 years from now there might be.
Nah, I don't think that's what's going to happen.
Well, I don't think government's going to allow it.
I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen. I think businesses are going to start taking the business model of Amazon, where they themselves are putting a segment of their business and they're giving it to independent contractors, small business owners to fulfill it. Like the routes for Amazon, they're giving those opportunities to small business owners to fulfill a certain portion of their work or of the business that makes sense.
See, but I'm talking more about like your firefighters, your police, your paramedics. What's going to happen when those people don't want to do that anymore because they found other ways to make better money online and they can run their own businesses? What happens if there's a scarcity on that?
The thing is that not everyone is going to do it. So
but people are getting more educated now. People are doing more, there's more millionaires, more entrepreneurs, and it's only going up. So why wouldn't there be a moment, maybe 20, 30 years from now, where there might be a position where it's like, damn, we're low. We're low on doctors. We're low on firefighters. We're low on police. We're low on it might happen. There's a possibility, dude.
Going back into, before we even talk about the firefighters and the police and all that, because I agree with you, there probably will be a cut in those positions, and we're going to see a drop in them. I think going back into what you're talking about, people, the resignation and everybody leaving their jobs. Think about it. If you are a freelancer, because now we're starting to see a big rise of people becoming freelance entrepreneurs, why would you work in the marketing department of another company where you can do the same work for yourself, and then service other people? So
you think too there's going to be less bigger businesses, there's going to be smaller ones because everybody can kind of just be specialized and learn how to do their own thing?
I think the centralization of work, of what it is or what it has been, is going to start becoming decentralized. Mm-hmm. Where now you're going to have these corporations are going to say, you know what, I'd rather invest in you and your business because make it cheaper. Because think about it, you're going to be responsible for paying your own fringes. You're going to handle your own benefits. You're your own business person. I don't have that expense, that cost of doing business. I don't have to worry about it. Even providing you health insurance, now you're going to be providing your own health insurance. What I'm just doing is providing you business. So if you think about it, all these other small entrepreneurs, now they're getting a piece of the pie and they're doing work. So if you're a business corporation, hey, you're winning.
Yeah, you're outsourcing more.
That's what's going to happen now. Now you're going to start seeing more people outsourcing. That's what I'm saying. So
you're going to actually see, you're not going to get as many big before one big corporate business. You're going to get smaller businesses doing different things for bigger businesses.
Exactly. Instead of having
bigger business offers these services, but those services are actually coming from other businesses.
Exactly. Instead of having an in-house sales team, now you hire a sales agency. Yeah. Instead of having your own internal PR, you're hiring a PR agency.
Or marketing or branding or everything.
Certain things you're gonna be able to do it in-house, which is fine, but other stuff you're gonna outsource it.
So now on the other side, we were talking about back to the let's say when it comes to government jobs and jobs like being a doctor and jobs like that, where people might say, why am I gonna go through that or do that? I'm not saying there's people who love it, but I'm saying, what if there's people just, you know what, I don't need to do that. I don't have to, just settle for this because I don't have to. What's going to happen there? What do you think is going to have to change?
If we lose firefighters and doctors and all these people, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I'm gonna tell you what exactly is
Either
gonna
they're going to
happen.
increase give incentives, they're going to increase pay. What are they going to do?
I think for right now, in the short term, they're going to increase pay, they're going to increase incentives. But over the long term, if you start seeing a rapid decline in doctors, especially specialists, what's going to happen? There's always, whenever there's a gap within the market that needs to be filled, capitalism will fill that void. And when you have that void of
So you think
doctors,
some new kind of
hold up. When you have that void of doctors that are not there, what's going to end up happening? You're going to start seeing technology,
robots
coming in. You're going to start seeing AI coming in. It's going to be more affordable, more cheaper. You can sit right here. We're looking at a camera. It gives you a heat sensor. It looks at you, it identifies you, and knows based on your current history, your prerequisites of what you've had, now we know what you have going on.
So you think these type of businesses or these type of jobs and services are going to be taken over by more technology based stuff?
Technology will replace
So
that.
maybe only a very few amount of people are working just monitoring the technology, and the technology does the rest.
100%.
Okay.
Now with the police and firefighters, I think what you said a little while ago, I think having robots doing that.
Did I say that?
You said robots, yeah.
No, I said that they might take over. I didn't say I want them to take over.
It's probably going to happen. If think about it.
What would you do if you got stopped by a robot police?
I don't know what I would do. I wouldn't want to mess with the robot.
For all we know, he said, what, Bitcoin might be a robot?
Bitcoin might be a robot. For a fact, maybe not in our lifetime, but in the future,
Yeah.
for sure you're going to see robots and police officers as robots or whatever. And
Yeah,
then
you're already seeing it, guys. What you see in the movies usually comes to life. If you really think about it, you usually see it.
what's scary is that
It's
the way that they program it, you got to be very cautious because these guys who are programming these robots, you don't want there to be any biases in them. Because then that's dangerous. Because then now you're talking about they might be targeting, let's say you get a police and there's a program. Now they're targeting specific minorities. That's dangerous. You can't have that. So there has to be transparency
Or
in that.
political as well.
Or political. So the programming that has to be done on these robots,
Because what if
we're
it's
not
targeting
there
a certain
yet.
political party?
There needs to be programming done to make it fair and neutral.
How fair and neutral can it be?
I don't know.
Because what if that person programming is not fair and neutral?
That's what I'm saying. The point is there has to be a vetting process of these two. There has to be
So
for
do you
sure.
trust it?
I don't know. When I see one, I'll figure it out.
What are you going to do when you do see one?
I don't know. What would you do?
What I do?
Yeah, what would you do?
If I see what?
Well, you just told me.
robot police?
Yeah, bro. What would you do? A robot? You just told me
No,
right
if
now.
I see
what
a
would
robot
do?
police, what am I can't do shit. I can't do shit.
So what would you do then? You wouldn't do it. I mean, there's nothing to do
I'll
there.
move to the wilderness.
So you'll be a hunter and gatherer.
A hunter and gatherer.
You'll be living off the land, killing stuff.
Yeah. And I'll build my own AI technology down there in my house.
AI will probably be so cheap you can do it.
That's why. I'll
Yeah.
run my own show.
Yeah. No, what you do is you get like a private plane that you fly, a little Cessna.
Yeah.
You can escape.
You're telling everybody my ideas, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
Guys,
Don't
watch
tell
out.
them where, though.
No.
Don't tell them where.
No. Anthony's actually studying to be a pilot.
I am. I actually am.
He is.
Yeah. So if you guys see me flying one day, just say hi.
Just wave to the sky. That might be Anthony.
It is.
Yeah.
Brian's actually studying to drive a submarine, too.
Yeah, I'm working on that too.
Yeah. I'm flying. He's taking us under the
On
water.
submarine. I'm gonna get the nuclear sub.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be going, partying out there. That sucks, man. Talking about living in a nuclear submarine, I don't know how these guys do it.
So I don't know either.
You know what it is to be stuck in that boat
Well,
for like
why do you
months?
think those guys are quitting their jobs? Not because you have opportunity.
No,
So who's gonna drive the nuclear subs now, Brian?
the
Robot?
Yeah, the AI sub.
Oh, you trust that?
Anthony, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, man.
If it is,
We trust humans.
we do. Humans are some
Humans-
of them are
humans are
robots,
wild.
and some of them are just crazy.
You could get a rogue human in there, man. There's some crazy shit in there. That's it. You're
An
done.
emotional human in there.
Yeah, man. I mean, but it's interesting, man. The Great Resignation. There's a renaissance that's here and that's coming. Over the coming years, we're gonna see the rise of the entrepreneur. It's gonna be even more prevalent.
So, Brian, out of everything we talked about, Trump running for 2024, CVS closing their stores, 900 stores in the next 3 years. The Bitcoin's creator, if he's going to come out or not. And lastly, people quitting their jobs and AI technology taking over everybody's jobs. Which one of them do you want to come true? Out of all those three, which one would you like to come true?
Which one? The Great Resignation? Well, that's happening. So that's already happening right now. But if you're talking about the robots, I mean,
you rather have Trump 2024, the Bitcoin creator to come out, CVS closing all these stores, seeing what happens, or robots taking over people's jobs? Which one do you want to happen?
you know what, man? Just to troll, I would love to see Satoshi Nakamoto, his identity come out. I just want to troll, see who it is, and that might be the biggest troll in the whole entire world.
And he comes out, and he might run for 2024.
That would be crazy. That would be the biggest troll in the world.
That would be and he's the one that's closing all the stores down.
Then we might have to question if we're in the metaverse right now.
And he's the one forcing people to quit their jobs.
That's the deepest conspiracy. That is a huge conspiracy right now.
Jeez. Bro, I hope they don't flag this video.
No, I love it. All right, man. So this is pretty. This pod was pretty in depth, man. We went on some good topics,
and we linked everything together somehow. We created in our own head.
This is how the metaverse works, guys.
This is how it works.
Start learning.
We know we're in it right now.
I think we are.
They're just fucking with us. Jeez. All right. On the next one, Money Vault segment, Fridays. Much love. We appreciate you guys. Drop a like. Leave a review. Drop a comment. Share this. Because the more love you show us, the more love we can show back. Till next time.